right, and we are very pleased to have a very special guest with us who rushed over to help us with our coverage today. Earlier in our newscast, we did tell you about Governor McDonnell's proposal to delay the tolls, but not the construction. State Senator Louise Lucas represents the 18th District. She's been at the forefront on these toll discussions, and we so appreciate you coming to the studio today to help us kind of sort this out. And we were talking a little bit during the break. I wanted to know how this news kind of hits your gut. Is there any part of this that kind of doesn't seem right to you?
It does not seem right. It is not right. This is a bad deal. I don't care what perspective you take. I don't care what angle you take a look at it, because all this does is defer the tolls until 2014 when Governor McDonnell is out of office, which means he hadn't done anything with transportation. In 2014, because we haven't done anything to come up with a long-term sustainable source of funding, the tolls are going to come back. They're probably still going to be $1.84, and unless we increase the sales tax, the gasoline tax, and find little incremental increases in other fees, then we're going to be faced with the same issue. So the only thing that's been done is that the tolls have been deferred, but we have not fixed the problem. And that's what we've got to get to the root of this problem. We have so many roads in the Commonwealth of Virginia that are obsolete, and I want to just tell you, even people who are not likely to travel through the tunnel, they got to be concerned with the fact that we have over 13,000 bridges and tunnels in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and most of them have outlived their service life. We have about 8,000 of those roads that are in need of a lot of repair right now. And so people need to be concerned not just about the tunnels, and it's only a matter of time before every road in the Commonwealth will have the potential of being tolled, because we're out of money in 5 years. We've got no way to pay for these projects or maintenance.
Getting back to the financial closure, when the tolls were pushed back to 2014, it was good news, it was bad news, because it would cost money to push them back. Will the cost of pushing back the tolls ever come back on the taxpayers?
Absolutely it will, and that's the problem. But until we come up with the funding to fix the problem, every year that I'm there, or whoever replaces me when I retire, they're going to have to continue to put in these budget amendments to bring the tolls down. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck with these for 58 years, because this governor has done nothing to deal with the problem, and that is to fix this transportation issue that we're facing. So while some people think that this is a reason to celebrate, the fact that the governor signed that contract today with ERC is a bad deal for Hampton Roads. It's a bad deal for Portsmouth. It is a bad deal for Virginia, because all this is going to do is set the stage for how we pay for our transportation issues in the future, and that is not a good thing. To set the precedent that says that we're going to pay for all roads, bridges, and tunnels by taxing the commuters is a bad deal.
How would you, what is the next step for you as one of our representatives? What will you do now, since you don't like what's happening?
I don't like what's happening.
Can anything be done?
Don't like what's happened, but the governor has limited us to what we can introduce during a special session. So in January, I will go back with a portfolio of bills that I will introduce, asking for a sales tax, gasoline tax, other incremental increases in fees, so that we don't feel the burden of it all coming out of one place, but spread it across the board, because it's going to take more than just those two areas to look at to fix this problem. But I intend to go back with bills that will help fix this problem. And I'm looking forward to the fight, because we're going to make sure that Governor McDonnell, takes a position on this transportation issue before he gets out of office in 2014.
Is this going to end up in court?
Likely to end up in court, yes. Likely to end up in court. And there's some other considerations as well, because, the Federal Highway Authority extends itself to the civil rights section once we receive money from the federal government to do these roads. Now we want to start looking at the environmental impact and how this affects the people who are in these areas where we're going to be on an island. We're going to be segregated from everybody else. Portsmouth people, black and white students, they're not going to be able to get to educational facilities and to medical facilities, to the jobs that are to the east of the tunnel. And so this is a bad deal all day long. I don't care how you look at it.
All right, we do appreciate you making some time for us today, and of course we will continue our complete coverage throughout the day here on WAVY TV and WAVY.com.